and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today in the arena we are going to play Golos, Tireless Pilgrim in Historic Brawl. Golos has a very interesting history in Magic the Gathering. Since it was printed in M20, it became one of the most popular commanders of all time. However, it was eventually banned from Commander for very interesting reasons, basically meaning that it outperformed or just basically made so many other commanders obsolete that they wanted to open up the play space. And a ban in Commander is not like a ban in Standard for the last several years. A ban in Commander is a pretty big deal, especially for what was probably the most popular commander at the time. However, on Magic the Gathering Arena, Golos continued to thrive and has not been banned from Historic Brawl. However, Golos was printed along with a certain card. It's BFF for life, Field of the Dead, which is banned in Historic Brawl. And Golos, coming out of Standard, where Field of the Dead was also eventually banned, it was a very, very powerful deck. This was the win con. This was the Together Forever combination that you thought you would always see. However, with Field of the Dead completely banned, but Golos still legal in Historic Brawl, what was to become of the legendary artifact creature Scout? Well, one thing that's kind of odd about it is Golos is banished to Hell Queue. If you play Golos in Historic Brawl, even if you build a kind of a janky version with Maze's End, a really fun gates-based version of the deck, which is kind of a bait since Maze's End got printed into the format, you will get paired against other Hell Queue commanders, and they will not let Golos resolve, making Golos sadly one of the great scams of Historic Brawl, because it looks like a very, very fun commander with the wheel spinning effect and a little bit of RNG, and people do love it. People come in from Commander and they're like, oh, we can play Golos here. And then they end up just getting smashed over and over by a very difficult queue, the most difficult in the game, the most difficult commanders in the game. Is that fair when Golos lost the weapon that actually made it so deadly? Probably not. I think that it's a net negative for Golos to be in Hell Queue. I think it should be reduced. I think Rusko should have its place in a heartbeat. Curious about your opinion. Let me know. Am I alone on that thinking? However, if you do love Golos and you want to play Golos, I'm going to present to you the deck list that I think will do it in Hell Queue and do so in a pretty competitive way. This is an Emergent Ultimatum combo deck. The objective of the deck, of course, can be Golos spinning the wheel for value to try to stay alive, as we're doing a lot of controlling and interacting in the game, but eventually we hope to cast Emergent Ultimatum and take multiple turns in a row. We have Alrund's Epiphany, we have Time Warp, we have Karn's Temporal Sundering, we have other things that we can fetch to fetch those, like Solve the Equation and Grim Tutor, so that usually when you resolve the ultimatum, you get 2 turns in a row. At that point, you can set up your Golos and start doing wheels. Wheels often lead to victory. And although they make your wheels far less exciting, it's absolutely crucial to play so many cheap interactive spells, because resolving Golos is going to be very hard. Almost nobody is going to let you do it. So you have to be able to back Golos up with Pact of Negation, Spell Pierce, Miscast, Swan Song. These kind of cards are Duress, Inquisition, Mindspike, Thoughtseize, things that will actually let Golos hit the battlefield. And if you don't play it in that fashion, you're just going to find out what a let's call a 17 cost Golos feels like, because the strategy that your opponents will use against the Pilgrim is to counter it into oblivion. If that doesn't sound like fun, you shouldn't play Golos. However, if you do want to try to salvage the great fun and the great dominance that Golos once absolutely represented for Magic the Gathering, then I think that this is a good list to do it. And even if that's not necessarily for you, these games should be very entertaining as battles in the Hell Queue, especially trying to win with like a 5-color kind of rampy big stuff Timmy strategy against just counter spell Cite. Is a very entertaining, in my opinion, thing to watch. So let's dive in. We're not doing an outro because I apparently have a vacation to go on next week. So I'm trying to record all these videos very quickly. So I'm going to tell you right now, you're cool. Thank you for watching this video. Remember to like, remember to subscribe. Let's dive in. Let the Golos nonsense begin. All right, we're on the play with the Weaponsmith. We're against Bolus, so it's dead, but we've got some other cards we can play too. Untapped. Love it. Ta-da, lightning bolt. Never didn't have it. That's Bolas for you. Probably get countered. Yep. So far, so good. The true Q experience. I guess we'll name red here. Pact is interesting. We might be able to line them up for going for Bolas in a situation on curve. Never mind. You just get to do nothing. That's how these games work. You get to do nothing. Oh, we got to do something. Okay, what do we get? We fix the mana? I mean, I feel like I'm going to need this Castle Loch Dwayne or something. We have all the colors we need, but we can't cast Emergent Ultimatum if we draw it specifically. Actually, we get the Hall, right? Something might need to attack Bolas. We do need an untapped land, so the Thram Portal kind of getting us, or we would have played Bajuka Bog that turn. And look who's here. Now, this could be worse, though. That Golos resolving was a big deal. And they know about binding, so that's fun. We get to bind this. We also can cast Coma next turn. And they're another turn away from playing Bolas. It's good. Do I get rid of Farewell? Yeah, I do. We gotta hope that Coma's good enough. Coma's not good, what is? Sultai Triumph handles most of the things in our deck. And do they have removal for Coma on the spot? Instant speed? No. Nice. Well, it's gonna get exciting. Do they have Extinction Event, possibly? Something to exile Coma. No tap downs. We need to protect our snake. We're at 19. Abrade the token. If I go for indestructible, they can just kill it anyway. So let's tap their blue source instead. Well, they floated mana. Yeah, so indestructible wouldn't have mattered. Talk about having it all. But we are ready for their next attempt at Bolas. We've got an offer you can't refuse. Let's get Castle Loch Dwayne. Do we need to draw cards here, or do we need to fix? Do we have Hive? No. Yeah, let's get a card draw source. Although, against their Nicole Bolas, like, card draw isn't going to matter too much. If they transform this, that's really good for them too. If they have the untapped land, they do. But if they kill the Golos with it, we attack them with the Hall. So that's something. They get the Coma. Okay. Well, wheel and deal. They leave it up to fate. And we are screwed. We would have drawn this too. What a disaster. What a disaster. What a disaster. We would have drawn Otawara and bounced the Coma. Yeah, they've had it all every second of this game. It's not getting better. But it's not over yet. Okay, power 9 in their deck. I'm sure they won't draw it. Bobble off the top. I want to know what I get for my 7 mana. Let's start. Counter the activation, counter the tail's end. Karn's Temporal Sundering gets back Coma. Start with a Duress. Okay, Blade Coil Serpent probably ends the game. So that's a problem. Okay, extra turn. Can't play Uro yet. Do we go get the lands? What does having a 1/1 do for us? Just a blocker, right? We might need it. Could also draw with this. Maybe that's what we have to do. Hit more time walks. Yeah, okay. We can't let them have the turn back without sweeping the board or doing something amazing. So I think this is the way we have to be. All right, we get an extra draw from the bobble. Sequence. Humiliation. With so many mass, like, big hitting board wipes in our deck, can we nail one here? We have to try. Coma doesn't do it alone, especially with a Blade Coil on deck to Fairy. It's just not good enough, is it? We get another spin. Let's play Teferi first.
I know my responsibility.
Get one of these.
Don't worry.
Casualties. Am I still dead to a Blade Coil Serpent with 7 life? I can make the Blade Coil lose its abilities, right? Can I leave myself with 1 white open? I think I can. Yeah. Okay. Planeswalker, land, creature, and artifact. There's an artifact. Here is a flying creature, because we have a 3/5 on the ground. Here is the land, and here's the Planeswalker. Could have also saved this for instant speed, but we had to minus the Teferi there. So, nope, that doesn't work. Those off the field. And now, it's on the opponent. To go for the Blade Coil. Which looks lethal. We can make it lose its abilities, though. Perpetually. What a game. I mean, at least I've got a shot. That's all you can hope for. If the opponent just goes Bolas, kill Golos, then they win. So I'm gambling that they go for the Blade Coil here. Which looks like the better play. And you see them adding the black to make me discard and the blue to draw. They're going for it. They're going for Blade Coil. So we have to wait till it gains the haste. There. Okay, so it has haste. Oh, it doesn't. They didn't use red. They didn't use red. Okay. Huh. Huh. They didn't go for the win? That's why. They didn't go for the win. They trusted I had a way to stop them, and they didn't go for the win. And they know I have Coma. Wow. Okay. Dark Ritual. Do we spin again, or do we play Coma and Uro? Because Coma and Uro, they can't just stop that, can they? Can I still play Uro here? I can. And if I do, I can still have Humiliation. All right. They do play Bolus, but I guess I don't have any creatures I'm that worried about. I guess the Teferi. All right. Ruinous Ultimatum. Yeah, your turn. They get to flip his Kanta. Let's see what they can do. River's Rebuke. That's not lethal. I'm at 9. Humiliation can take out the 3/3 now too. Here comes Bolus. They gain. Minus target what? Probably Uro? So big. So big. Yeah, Uro. Oh, we draw. Do we now? Okay. I'll get rid of the ritual.
My schemes are never ending.
Are we passing? Are we done? Okay. Boom shakalaka? Oh! Okay. Can I spin? No, I can't. Oh! They drew counterspell. All right, they're at 21. Let's eliminate this serpent out of our way. Go get that Bolus. Go get that face. Oh, that's game, right? They used the counterspell to... Okay. Holy crap. I thought we were done.
No!
Oh, yes. That was a throwdown. Golos Mirror. We'll see who has the more Golosy Golos. I think I keep this hand because of the binding, to be honest. It's kind of weird, but yeah. I think so. I'm going to play this tapped blue source first in case we draw Swan Song, Spell Pierce, etc. But yeah, we're ready to answer their Golos. So how bad could it be? Yeah, if I played this first, this could have come down and then this would be untapped. So we'll see if we get punished with a play we wish we could make on turn 3. We are kind of sending our opponent a message, though, that we really wanted that untapped blue. But nope, they're just going to duress us. Bye-bye, Teferi. Signet off the top means we could go for Golos next turn. How many counter spells do you think their version runs? You can't run too many with the wheels, or your wheels are bad. Like we saw the miscast in our last game not being great. Okay, more hand hate, and they leave open a blue mana. They could also have wash away here, but I'm going to call them on that bluff. Yep. All right. So to cast Ruinous Ultimatum, we need the World Tree. I really wish I could get Hall of Storm Giants here and just smash, but we're going to need the mana fix. They haven't ramped. They hit our hand twice, but they haven't ramped, so they're way behind on their Golos. They play Cold Steel Heart, and then we get a wheel. So let's see what we hit. Land Epiphany. Does it resolve? Okay, they play their counter spells. They had a Spell Pierce. Alright, probably play their Golos, but they know about this Ruinous Ultimatum. We can absolutely devastate them. And they're going for it. Not a lot else you can do. Solve the equation. Think we go for this. Too good not to, right? They drew 2 1-mana counterspells? Did they? No way. Veil. Ah, that's just a card draw. Thank God. Wipe, they get rid of my Golos, but I get to be the first Golos back on the battlefield. And they have Llanowar Elves. Let's go get Hall so we can just give them the beat down potentially. Only 2 cards left for them. Okay, here's their Golos. Now what's great about this is if we draw a land or we hit a land off the wheel, we can hold up Tails End and spin. There we go. Land, Kami. Not great, but it'll do the job. If they spin the wheel, we can Tails End it. They give us the oops. So they have 1 mana open, 2 mana open. I think we can go for ultimatum here. We already lost the Epiphany, but it is in the graveyard. And we still have Sundering. So there's Sundering. There's Time Warp, and we already had solved the equation. So what are we putting in addition to these? What absolutely devastates the opponent? Oh, Grim Tutor. Yeah, that'll do. So that's 2 additional turns no matter what. We put away Sundering. We'll cast the Time Warp, target ourselves. We'll cast the Grim Tutor. We'll go get the Sundering. Most people don't play it out when you see ultimatum, but now you see the package that basically gets you through all the nonsense. Bounce the Golos. Get another turn after this one. See if we can draw something good. Grazer's not good. Into the north. Okay, we're spinning. This hasn't gone that great. The top decks were as bad as they can be. Assemble the team. We could get casualties. That doesn't do too much here. Coma's pretty good. Just something to stop their Golos is probably more than enough, though. Like if we get Wash Away. Probably good enough. Thought Seize can take the Golos. Play you. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They've got a veto that they can't cast. So make them pay up. And if they have to pay 9, they can't cast the veto on the Wash Away. Domri is one that you can run in Golos. I had it in this deck for a while. It makes Golos uncounterable and ramps you. Eventually, I just needed more out of the spot. 3 mana plays usually got countered anyway against most of the decks that ran that many counters. And now we wheel. Sure, ECD on nothing. Love it. And Hall. And that'll do it. Right on the nose. Not the cleanest way out, but after the ultimatum, it is just too much to come back from, even if it's not winning by 100 miles. Ugh, Kinnan. Kinnan must die. So we have solved the equation for Culling Ritual. Miscast to try to protect it, and Mind Spike to make sure they don't have a counterspell for it. But we are on the draw. It might be too slow. If they get an activation out of Kinnan and they hit well, that's a good draw, because maybe we can take a Mana Dork from them. You have 2 Mana Rocks, 2 Mana Dorks, and a Worm Coil. All right, the Miscast doesn't hit anything. They don't have counter spells. I guess I will take the Taxidermist. But Culling Ritual's looking good. If we can keep them off mana, that's going to be hard, but we do have Growth Spiral. Let me just reduce my life total for you, opponent. You don't have to think too hard. Now they have Rewind. Oh, we have Miscast. That can fight the Rewind. They play the Kinnan here. Oh, they drew the blue source. So now they have Rewind up. No, they don't. They tap their heart. Auto Tapper got them. Okay, so what do? We needed a land there, because I want to solve and then cast Culling Ritual, but if I don't have an untapped land, it won't be good enough. So what do I have to do? I could have left white up, and I didn't. Crap. I blew it. I blew it. I panicked. Shoot. So we have to hope they whiff and that we top deck the land. Yeah, and then the Culling Ritual will resolve. No, they can just pay the 3, right? Stupid. Just bad choices. Yeah, what I should have done is gotten Patriarch's Humiliation and humiliated Kinnan right there. I had the window, and I was an auto tapper kind of got me, and I tilted. But I didn't think it through enough. I guess something could still go our way if they go for Worm Coil. Yeah, don't mess up against Kinnan. You do need your whole deck as a weapon, and you need to play perfect. The deck is just so extremely good at what it does. Yeah, they're just gonna say go. I'm out. Not even gonna dignify any of this with magic. All right, we're on the draw against Tyrone Biggums on Kiora. Kiora is a Hell-Q commander that gets played so much less than every other Hell-Q commander, but here it is. And yeah, it plays big creatures. It can also play Kiora on turn 2 if they have a ramp, but they don't appear to here. Looks like we've got to be on the draw with a Triome. So we'll see how good their turn 2 is, and if they get around all of the fun cheap cards in our hand. They've got a Caryatid. We don't have a counterspell for Kiora, but we have a Void Rend. We have a Culling Ritual. Just trying to debate if we need to duress here, or if we should ramp. And I think we should ramp. I think we're going to need all the resources for a key turn. So what color do we need? Red? None of our spells are red until after Golos, so we don't need to fetch red. Should it be another blue? Because this is our white. Okay. Yeah, let's get another blue. LQ's hard. If you're not in the right headspace for it, you need to walk away. Every decision will punish you. When it untaps one land, plays a goose. Okay, the Culling Ritual is looking really good. Makes 3 mana. 3 mana that can Uro, but no it can't because it's the wrong colors. It can Duress and Wishclaw. Let's go. If they're stuck on those lands, I'll be fine. Oh my goodness. All right, that was that. What is in that hand, though? Sawblade Slinger, 4 mana, 4/3. Destroy target artifact, nice. Or fight a zombie? What a card. But I guess destroy target artifact is enough. Ulamog with 2 lands, that's probably a problem. Veil, Jace, Gateway. Yep, we'd probably take the Veil. I think we'd take the Veil. I need some Kinnan flavored revenge, and here's the Kinnan to provide it, but this hand is unkeepable. Is this hand keepable? There's no blue. We do have Thought Distortion. This really isn't the matchup for it. If we draw a blue source, this hand is great, and if we don't, we can Wish Claw for it. I'm not going lower. I'm not going lower, but no ramp, and they have Leyline of Abundance. Great. I look forward to bouncing that with Teferi. At least that's going to be the plan. We could also hit it with Boseiju, but that ramps them, which is a disaster. Let's see if they're also good enough to have the turn 1 Lanoir Elf. Or Goose. Or Mystic. Or whatever. Alright, tap land. Ox Amber. Yeah, get it out there. Signet. That's awesome, actually. Hallelujah. Oops. So do they get Kinnan down here? Because it immediately makes double mana with Amber, so they might be able to protect it. They might be able to counter Teferi, which would be a nightmare. Let's see. Here's Kinnan. So that feels like they have a counter spell, right? That said, I can't play around it. Easy. Easy, easy, easy. Very tempting to bounce the Leyline of Abundance, but if they had the mana creature, they would have played it. So we bounce Kinnan.
Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
Okay. Okay, we're moving. Stuff is happening. They can't counter our things. They don't have a mana creature. But they do have 2 mana here. They can't cast anything on my turn, though. Oh, baby. What a card. If that happens next turn, we are beautiful. But they get a turn here with their Kinnan on the field. We get a turn with our Golos. World Tree. Gonna need some mana fix potentially. Oh, I am here for my revenge. Come on, baby. Cavalier of Gales, what a card. Draw 3, put 2 back. So the update to Alchemy Teferi is that the opponent can still cast spells at instant speed on their own turn. For this reason, the +1 is really bad. Like, against other blue decks, you don't want to cast things on their turn because they can still respond with instants. Against other decks that might have Teferi's Protection or Heroic Intervention, you don't want to do it either. So it really makes the +1 kind of terrible. So we're probably still playing this Casualties on our turn. That's a good draw. Doesn't change my mind.
I've got it.
Time for the... Oh, wait. Nope. The Planeswalker, not so much. Did they know? I guess they could just tell by me clicking what was about to happen. Darn it. I didn't even get to do it. But I'll take my revenge on Kinnan. Teferi, 5 lands. Let's go. What more could you ask for, really? We're gonna get the Wish Claw down on turn 2. We're gonna find Thought Distortion, and we're gonna just decimate them. At least that's the big plan. That probably might not work, but it could. I mean, this isn't going badly. We have 4 lands. They have 1. Is this how you beat Teferi? Is this the tactic? Foretell? I guess we'll Golos then. Maybe their plan is to Doomscar. Should I get World Tree? Yeah, fix the mana. Don't overthink it. Especially since we already have 1 castle. Tapped land. 2 foretold cards. Okay. No spinny of the wheel here. So we'll probably get Doomsguard. Do we want to go fetch something to deal with that? I think I just want to Thought Distortion them. Play Golos again. And we get to Castle Vantress here. I don't think they can blow up everything this turn. Divine Purge is annoying. That's about it. There's the Doomscar. Mind Spike is great. Witness Protection is a blank. Narset Counterspell, huh? Let's go. Let's keep it coming. Let's not Wish Claw till we can be sure that we just ultimatum and take over. All beats. 5 mana. What'd it do? Narset feels a little desperate. And get Fateful Absence, probably for the Golos, before we spin. Okay, don't play into Narset. Don't play into Narset. Don't play into Narset. We have 9 mana here. I think we just play Golos again. Keep them under the Golos pressure and keep getting lands on the field. Could hit their graveyard. I don't think it's important. But I guess they could have Torrential Gearhulk, huh? Okay, we'll hit the graveyard. It's also not a great top deck. We can also might back them into a spot where we can Wish Claw for Teferi, bounce Wish Claw, which is awesome. But we got to get them to tap down again. If they get a Farewell, though, it's a disaster. Maybe I should have played around that. Come on. Untapped land. Easy. Oh my god. Come on. Out of a 100-card deck? Yeah, I should have played around the one of, like always. When don't they have it? That's pretty good. We'll take some of that action.
I shall miss your company.
Alright, tax them next turn. Maybe we can play Golos if we hit the land. Confounding Conundrum's annoying. They'll probably get that onto the battlefield. And that's not a land. I guess we can bounce Bazooka Bog and keep bogging them. But I really do need to cast this Golos next turn to get it back with ECD. Man, Teferi, what a... Just... God, I hate you. I hate playing against you so much. How do they always have it? Alright, this is okay. This is something we can at least get back. Something we can at least do with our graveyard and with the ECD. Yep, put Swamp down. In graveyard. Only number 2 because they X out graveyards because they are toxic. Alright, punch 'em? Punch 'em is interesting. We could also just keep drawing. But punch 'em does leave us with no board presence, which is not fine. If we play another land, we bounce a land. We have to keep that in mind. Okay. That's good for later. Let's play out the Weaponsmith. You can kind of feel it, right? They're clicking through their whole turn, just waiting to play some kind of a draw effect. And Shark for 1, sure. Till your next turn. Okay, so even if I stop this and I won't get the tax effect to protect my Mythos. Alright, they've got a haul. sequence. Doesn't change anything. It's not going to stay, but it gets me another card, which is useful. That is a card. 5 cards in hand. They've never been for sure out of counterspells, but they might not be able to stop the Hall from just beating the snot out of them. So going for the Golos doesn't feel particularly good. They might play Settle, though. I guess we make them have it. Feel pretty good about going for this now, though. Okay. That gets something back from the graveyard. But, I mean, what are they going to do? Double block the Weaponsmith? You can't cast that this turn. That's fine. This game isn't really about Golos anymore. Golos made an effort and it didn't work out. Now this game is about Teferi. Which, do I cast this sequence? Get a tapped creature, or do I draw? I could also hold up Mythos and go after their Teferi when they play it. Which I think is what's coming. But they'll probably do nothing. Yeah, I guess we hold. And then we draw an end step. Instant speed stuff. Teferi. Are you really still the best after all that's come and gone? Are you just the best deck in this queue that we have? Is there no point in actually playing things against you?
Let's slow this down.
All right, let's see what they do. Absorb, so they'll have 2 mana open, possibly 3 if they draw one. It looks like they're skipping, so they're going to defend because we can attack down this Siphoner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we can Time Warp after attacking. Resolves. Okay. So are they going to let Teferi die knowing about the Time Warp, which I did because we're playing around things like Make Disappear. They could let Teferi die here, keep their Siphoner, but if they let their Siphoner go, then I still have to power up the Hall next turn. Wash away. Good one. So that, again, is going to be 7 with 1 left over for Uro, so I should do this before I attack. See if they have an answer for Uro. Not yet. Okay, another counter. Cool. Okay. Crafty bugger, but nope. Of course, now they can recast Teferi. Wash away won't hit. But if they spend their whole turn on that, we can probably just gun it down again with the Hall.
Let me know if you're up for round.
What are you on? 7. Yep. Not bad. They do have the treasures. Oh, come on.
This isn't a fight you can win.
I hate you. Where's mine? Huh? Where's mine, deck? Where's fair and balanced magic? Get out! Okay. Well, something happened. I just wanted to be heard, okay? And I probably just want to cast this wash away. So that means that we don't use the sequence here. It's probably going to get countered, but you want to get it played. If you don't play it and the Teferi Time Raveler resolves, then you can't play it at all. You mother. I need this Uro. It's my best way to fight you. How do you put Hearse in this deck? Okay, that resolved. Maybe they have another way to deal with it. Nothing? I mean, they can't block with... Alright. Let's see what we got. They can't block with their Hall right now. Kind of weird to have all this mana open, so let's see if they can kill this one. There's a number of cards that do it. But if they don't have them... Ooh. Ooh, okay. Okay. Let's get a card. Casualties? All right. Go for sequence. They probably have Discover the Formula here, huh? We're going to have to return a land to hand. So let's get back the Boseiju. Might be useful. Okay, think twice. Sure. That wasn't as bad as I expected. They have all these cards, but apparently none of them yet stop the Hall, and our Boseiju trumps their Hall because they already used their Tail's End. So do we go for casualties? We still have mana up to attack with Hall, right? Yeah. All right. Do something about it. They don't. Okay. Man, does that smell like a Settle the Wreckage to me. Look at all that open mana. Look at all that open mana. So yeah, not doing that. I mean, if they're not playing their spells, there's a reason, believe me. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. We already saw their Shark Typhoon, right? Or am I thinking of a different game? Nope, here it is. Do I play this and draw, or do I cycle? I think I play this and draw. Even though the Conundrum's gone now. Mm-hmm.
Wagner, stand by and watch. That's more like it.
I can still play spells on my turn, so I just need to draw the right spell. A counter for the Settle, right? Or a Thought Distortion, which is still in my deck, and I've never once drawn in the right matchup, but it could happen. Dig up, gets a Thought Distortion. See? I won't have enough to power up the Hall and attack with it, though. Maybe I should just get Duress. Could get my own Teferi. Is that lethal? If they pay the 2 to counter it, then they can't settle or pay the ward. I think this is lethal. It's close, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm one off, but it resolved.
Trust me, you'll thank me later.
What you got? We got their Shark Typhoon. So it's not that. You have to be able to pay ward cost. So maybe like Otawara says non-land permanent though, right? Or is it creature artifact? I think it's non-land. Winner! You guys didn't think I was going to pull that one off, did you? You got to be down for a slugfest in Hellq. But if you are up to it, if you're feeling it, the victories are worth it. On the draw against Kinnan is a horrible place to be. We have turn to assemble the T. Maybe that gets a culling ritual, a humiliation, maybe a swords, something to deal with Kinnan. Solve the equation can go for those things too. It's just so slow. We're going to try it. We're going to try it. We're going to hope for the best. Signet, so we can play that and the Mind Spike next turn, and I think that's the way. Opponent will probably get down a Mana Dork, then next turn they'll have Dork into Kinnan, but hopefully we can take out their protection. Whoa. What do you do? Can we... Okay. Gotta think this through. I think we can play Signet. Let's see. Black, 1, 2, 3. Play Signet, play Assemble, and play Mind Spike. Whoa. Hopefully Ritual is here. Nope. Pulling Ritual is not there. Witness Protection is here. Probably the best thing. Mind Spike. You get Mystical Dispute, Sublime Epiphany, Replicator, Ring. Guess we have to take the Dispute. Sublime Epiphany, huh? Yep, they got the ring. Your Kinnan has no abilities. Now, they do have Epiphany to bounce it very soon, which is a problem. So, how do we stop the Epiphany? We have to hope they don't have an untapped land next turn. Now we can get culling. Casualties. Yeah, we'll get casualties. Untapped land. Never did have it. Alright, so they can pass the turn here. We need to draw some hand hate or something for the Epiphany. We could go for Golos and get that countered, or we can play Wish Claw. Maybe they'll counter this. Yeah, they do feel like they have to do it, right? Okay. All right, but they didn't fix... Oh, they made a copy of Kinnan. That's even smarter. That's even smarter, because then they still have this one. And now they play Chingataxis. It's pretty good. We got. We're done. All right, the casualties wasn't the play. Ah, Kinnan's too good, man. We go first. We've got Thought Distortion against Rafine, which is probably bad. It's probably not what the card is meant to do whatsoever, but we'll see. Sometimes they become graveyard decks, and it could mess with them. We do have ramp. We don't have anything to do on the first 3 turns other than ramp, but it's a start. Okay, Rafine is holding up mana. That's a good sign. Maybe this Thought Distortion will be good if they decide to play the cat and mouse game that you often have to play in Historic Brawl on the draw. Like this. So if they say go behind a counterspell, nope. Nope, they played their commander. In that case, we're probably not supposed to let them get too far ahead. I mean, we could Thought Distort them here, but I don't know if it's going to do much good. We're probably supposed to just try to set up Emergent Ultimatum, though. And we have that next turn, right? Do we? Mana check. Triple green. 1, 2, 3. Triple blue. Triple black. Oh my gosh. Black, black, green, 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 blue, blue. We do. Hit him. All right. We have taken away their River's Rebuke, Tyrant Scorn, and Bond of Revival and left them with Junji and Jin and Jin. They should probably attack first. They might have drawn. What if they had drawn another reanimation spell? I wish this weren't in hand. I would love to Emergent Ultimatum into it. All right, does the opponent want to play it out? I'm going to choose Farewell as one of my targets. And Time Warp as another. And do we get a tutor here? 2 turns is fine, right? Because we can Seagate Restoration. Yeah, they have to put away the Farewell. So I get 2 turns. The first one is a Seagate turn. The second one, I'm sure we'll find some solution to what we're dealing with. I always build my Historic Brawl decks card by card from scratch. Yeah! And it takes a long time, but making the perfect Brawl list is very, very difficult. One of the more competitive decks in the format, competing in the Hell Queue, and takes a lot of time and exploration, more than I can put into one daily video. So I'd like to thank the following content creators who I always check out for inspiration and ideas for my deck lists. Legend.
Today we're taking a look at 2 Heavens as one, as suggested by my supporters on Patreon.
Amy the Amazonian.
Welcome to Brawl Stars. Today we're playing one of my favorite commanders, Volo.
I'm Not Fine.
That is lethal. Wow. GG.
And the Historic Brawl Stronghold on Discord. Thank you guys. Great content, and I appreciate the inspiration.